Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Harvest League 3.11. In this episode, I actually have a request. Viewers wanted to see a lot. So many viewers during my stream. Ethan, you've put out the tier 16 blight minimum cost video. You've put out the budget build. But what about T13? How did you think about that one? Well, I can now say I have. What? You put it together? You did? Oh my god. What special things should we know about when going towards this? Alright. So I worked with I first worked with the budget build. So I literally pulled up the budget POB and I looked at everything, and so it did the budget POB doesn't have cluster jewels. It's basically this skill tree. It doesn't have the timeless jewel. Oh wait, I forgot to do that. Okay, one sec. Important changes. The level of your phase run, this is for everyone watching too. Level of your phase run doesn't have to be 20 and require that much dex. It's just that 48% move speed, and when you get it to level 20, it's 52, you know, get that extra 4% for all of that dex requirement. But basically we could save 1 point, and yeah, I get my divine flesh from the timeless jewel glorious vanity. So this is basically taking my budget build and filling it in to where I feel like this is going to clear T13 blight. That's what people wanted to see. That's what people want to know about T13 blight. What I would put out as a budget, or like a thing. So because the T16 blight is like full awakened except for awakened multi and awakened generosity and crazy items potentially, and so this I pretty much have put in the minimum for T13 that I think it'll be. I think it'll work. Okay, so now let me go over some of the stuff. So if you want, you could pull up the budget. I'm going to leave it in the description below. If you want the budget, I'm going to also link to the video. But now this is this. So I took the level 79 budget build and took it to 95. I think 95 is fine. And people will say, Ethan, but I'm only 94. Take 1 life point out. Okay? Pretty easy. If you have too much chaos res, take 1 from here instead, because it's only 4% life and 4% chaos, and if you don't need the chaos, then it's less life, yeah? Okay, so 95, this is just showing where you would put the points up to 95. The extra points are life. So 5 points here, an extra point here, an extra point here, an extra point here, an extra point here, and an extra 2 points here. Those are all of the life points that you could take out, potentially. You could also take out these 2 jewel sockets and use those medium clusters that I've shown in my video if you want, instead of the stats and the res. But for now I wanted to just leave it like this, and it's fine to kind of like not add more cost to it, but you could use medium clusters in this build as well. Anyways, let's get into what I did first. So first instinct I had was the damage was about 300,000, and I said, well, that's not actually 300,000, because if we go into the calculations, I bet that if we look at the Carrion Golem, it would have been like 70%, I don't know, really bad Impale, basically, right? And 70, maybe 74. When I get these Rotting Claws, add the 20% Impale, add the 20% Impale, then take my Impale to 100, that's gonna just make sure that that the POB damage is more accurate in a sense. Like when we have 500,000, our main build is at 1.8, so this is almost 1/3 of our main build's damage. So if you think about it, my main build's damage was feeling like 50 million, and so if it feels like 50 million and this is like 1/3 of it, then this should be about over 10, which should feel really good on T13. And then you may ask, well, okay, so you put in 2 jewel in these two clusters, and I've literally marked down everything and how you could get them for cheaper and everything. I have every single trade shown for every single item that I put into the build, and I also will talk about each one. So first we'll talk about the cluster jewels. They show up as 3.5x to get an 8 passive skill, 2 jewel socket, minion deal 10% increased damage, and then we get primordial bond, renewal, rotting claws. They're showing up as 3.5x. Now let me show you the trade, because it's pretty neat for me. So this is what I was looking at. Yeah, I searched 3.5, 3.6, yeah. Then I found this, and I was like, okay, so this is the base. Corrupted, lie. The real cost is about 1.8 to 2x for the base. And then this is 68 plus, so it's good to craft on. So if you, with my video, wink wink, with my videos of cluster jewels, maybe you could craft this for cheaper using potentially this method that this guy clearly used of, he had Renewal running clause and he slammed life twice and guaranteed the primordial bone. Anyways, you probably could craft it for cheaper is what I'm saying, using Harvest Craft. Harvest Craft is broken, so it won't probably cost 3.5. It would be a 2.2x base, and these are the first things I looked at for the build. I put these two in, and it looks so much better. Okay. So then the next thing was we didn't have any items in the budget build. Like, we had the jewels, and the flasks, but we didn't fill out all the items for res and dex and chaos, res, and life. We only had like 2,800 life, maybe even less in the budget build, because we didn't have any items. So I filled out the items. What did I prioritize? Well, I was thinking, man, if I want to be able to do T13 without an AG, because this build is using the Skitterbot's vulnerability ring thing, which is really cool, and it's not even rolled well, by the way. It only has 20 res and 22 cold and 22 lightning. And so my main idea was, the first item I started with was the helmet. And I said, I want to get my Spectres to 25 because I want to get 4 Spectres in this build for cheesing. So potentially you don't need the 20. You can go 21 zeros, it's fine if you want to save. So the point is you get +3. You want to get your raised Spectre to 25 and your raised zombie to 25, and you get an extra one. So we can get 4 Spectres with Death Attunement and a level 25 Spectre Gem. And so to take my 21 Spectre Gem to 25, I need to give it 4 levels. So the idea was, if I use this +3 helmet, which by the way doesn't need to be an Elder Influence, the +3 minion gems is a base mod. So as you can see here, I found this one for 45C. I'll even show you the trade. This is the one. +3, 88 life, cold res, and chaos res, 51x 2. You could see that I sniped something really good. And this was specifically trying to get high life. You technically don't need to do this. You could not put life, and then you could put, you could craft it. And so you see we just got it for 3C. Then you could look for this for higher, just to get higher chaos res, of course. 20C, crafted life, there you go. 55 life instead of what I had, but it's still good. I'm just showing you other options. I also looked at doing a +3 with no chaos, so you can see it. 2C, 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 3C, 5. So just the +3 is really easy to buy. If you don't need the other reses, or you can get them yourself with Harvest, for example. Oh, genius! And there's a bone helmet with +3, and it's only 50C. And I'm like, yo, look, some of these have influence. What the fuck? Okay, continue. What's next? Okay, so we got a +3 helmet. That's the priority, right? We're trying to get the other stuff that we need to, life, reses, etc., that we still need. Maybe some dex, maybe some strength, whatever. But +3 was the main priority. And you could get Elder Influence for minion life, like my main helmet. But again, more expensive. You can get the enchant, you can get the bone helmet, you can do all that extra stuff. But look at the power level of just +3. Wow, very strong. Okay, next thing. To get it to 25, you need +1 from somewhere else. So it was either a boot or an amulet. And I said, I don't want to fucking do a boot. So I did the Ami, and it's kind of expensive. It's an X. But then it has +1 to all intelligence skill gems, crafted life, and it had some fire res, some strength, and it has strength dex as its thing. And I allocated Ravenous Horde, anointed it at the bottom. I typed that myself. But this Ami gets one level to blue gems. Blue skill gem, so raise zombies a blue skill gem, raise specters a blue skill gem, takes them to 25, and boom. Why did you want a 25 spectre gem? So you can get 4 specters. So the 4 specters, I have them here. We have Carnage Chieftain from Old Fields and Ashen Fields. Old Fields Act 2, Ashen Fields Act 7. Host Chieftains from Ashen Fields Act 7. And we have a third one that doesn't show in POB. I'll show you here. It's kind of annoying. So right about here, you know, there should be this thing called Theyf Tool. They of OF and then TUL tool, like Tools Breachstone. And so you can get that one from a Tools Breachstone. And in game, he will look like this big golem that throws down a snowstorm in the snow cloak. When you stand in the snow cloak, you take reduced damage of 15%, and you have 20% dodge chance. And so when you're stationary in Blight, especially a T13 Blight, just standing there trying to win AFK, like a cool guy, then the Theyf Tool is going to really help you in the survivability aspect against the fireballs and monsters attacking you because you just stand there. Theyf Tool is a fucking beast, but it'll rip your FPS, and that's why I don't use it. It lowers my FPS by half. So those are my Spectre explanations and why I chose the helmet and what I did with the amulet to do that to my Spectres to get me 15% more reduced damage AFK. Automatically, just one extra Spectre from these two items did that for me. Amazing. Of course that's going to help my survivability. Okay, the next one, I thought, yo dude, I need this belt. So we were looking at Stygian Vises, and I was like, okay, how much is a % life belt? Oh my god, it's 2x. What the fuck is a % increased life recovery belt worth? Life recovery rate belt. 2x. So the Elder Base is 2x. So I realized that I just went for a regular one with life, fire, chaos, just useful stuff. Oh yeah, I have the searches for the amulet too. The amulet was an X basically. There's a bunch of them at 1x. Looking for this mod, you could also buy the base, which is an 82 plus hunter amulet. I should probably have that search separate. My bad. We'll do that right now together. How you would search it. So Amulet in almost did it again. 82 hunter, and then you kind of want the dex bases because dex is nice in the build. Okay, there you go, 10C, but we need a good base. These are bad bases, you can tell. Okay, here we go. Dex int works. That was 15C. Okay, so if you want to roll this yourself, it's pretty rare to roll the +1 intelligence skill gems. It's kind of hard, but this is how you would do it. And then if you want the upgraded version, I have the whole video of how to craft the big amulet later, but just wanted to go over that. Then this is the belt. So you can tell that even the non-elder belt is kind of expensive when you're trying to look for some good stuff like this. But I found this really, really good, 1x, etc. You could go for % life. You could go for a bunch of just filling in the stuff you need. You can't get dex on the belt. Okay, so the glove was next. My glove, I wanted a simple glove with life and the stuff I was missing. So at that point, I was really missing lightning and chaos. So I pumped 41 into chaos. These don't, where the reses are specifically don't have to be the same. This is just what I found, and then I filled it in the end, and it worked out. It was like, oh, look at that, I'm just capped. Easy cap, no problem, without even trying. Oops. So then, yeah, I was missing the most lightning and the most chaos, so I went for those, and then I got life and fire. And that was only because I had already gotten cold here, the little bit of fire here, and the Stygian with fire. So I was missing lightning. It makes sense. It's just, so if you had lightning here, then maybe you need fire, and if you had lightning here, maybe you need cold, and then you don't need the lightning on the glove. Yeah, chaos you probably need in a lot of places, especially we're trying to go to 85 chaos for this Zabakwa Timeless Jewel. And so this Timeless Jewel is giving us the half of our LE damage is taken against an 85 chaos res, so we take less damage, and it's amazing. And so it's like taking a lot less elemental damage, and then we have more chaos resist, so we don't take as much chaos damage either. So those degens in Blight literally don't do anything. The poison's useless. We out regen it, and you'll have 1,000 regen in this goddamn build. Okay, so the gloves just simple reses in life. This is where I went for my ring, and I said, okay, I need chaos res, all res to finish up, square up the reses, because I didn't want to do a dual res, even though clearly now my fire res is 18 over, and we could have done cold lightning. But anyways, this is what I went for. Then I crafted life. A lot of these I just crafted life because it was easier than looking for life. Life is expensive, and the craft for life is cheap. So in places I did that for this budget T13 viable build thing. Okay, and then so the Stygian, yeah, oh, the Stygian's important because the main reason I wanted the Stygian is so I get the jewel, and my jewel I went for Taunt, Blind, Life. You might not get the life. Okay, let's say you don't have the extra 70 life. It won't be the end of the world. 4,700 life. So get Taunt, Blind. It might be an X. I didn't look this one up. Probably should. Okay, I'll look it up. Oh, and these were the gloves. Gloves were pretty cheap for what I was looking for, but I was looking for a specific lightning res and like high life, and you could probably find one without the life and just craft it. That would be my point here. So let's just, if you were looking for the exact same reses as me, 1C, it has life, so you could remove life, craft life, remove life, craft life, ooh, 49 for free. This one has open prefix, easy. 5C, craft life, 55, 48 lightning, GG. Okay, next, we have, I was gonna look up the jewel, so blind, taunt. You know how many people this is gonna help? This literally breaks the game again. So you delete fire, add life. That's not too bad. It's under an X. I thought it'd be worse. Good. Okay. What's this? Oh yeah, so then I talked about the ring, the Unset Ring, Chaos and Ellie res. So I did this, and I paid 10C, 40C, etc. That's what it would have been. That was the exact one I grabbed, which was thing, and that's without life. And then the other one I could have done was getting some cold and lightning instead, because I don't need the fire at all, apparently. And so as long as I had 10C, 20C, oh, it's the same ones. Oh, here we go, 39, and the all res. What the heck, it's all res. Cold, all res. Okay, dude. Oh, well, I apparently just came up with the best idea ever. And then the boot, it wanted move speed, a little bit of chaos to cap, fire res to cap, which I only needed 9 as well, but I went 18 over, as you can tell. And then I crafted life. Just open. So this was the search. This was corrupted, but here's the there's a bunch without open prefix. This is actually open prefix, but it already has 47 life. But these are like 1C, dude. There's so many, and there's so many with open prefix. Like, there's no excuse. It's really awesome. And so you could get more in different places, because some of the items are like an X or 2, and then the other ones are 1C. So you obviously, I think the cluster jewels are where you're going to spend basically the most money. I looked at, I theory crafted using the extra Carrion Golem, like doing Awaken melee fizz next, and it does add a lot of damage, but I think this is enough. And so I'll go through the jewels real quick. I added the 2 large clusters, which are the passive 2 jewel cluster, Primordial Bond, Renewal, Running Claws. You can craft these yourself using my video off of the 1.8 to 2x jewel that you can buy. And then I have, this was just the balance of most damage of harmonies to eminence, so I'll count them out for you. I have 4 harmonies and 3 eminence, which literally is what I've been saying forever, is just how this works out. It's amazing. And I bet if I switched a harmony to an eminence, I would lose damage, except for maybe this one because it's not a perfect. Let's try it. This is also not a perfect. Oh, it's less damage. See, I was right. Okay, they're both not even perfect. Okay, great. Then I added this jewel into my tree with minion all res 10%. And so the point of this jewel was to cap the zombies, because without it they would have 70. And so with elemental army I get 30, but they get 5 max base. So instead of 75 they have 80 LE res. So you have to give them another 10 to go up to 80. And in this, their chaos res is only 29, and you could get more by using the medium cluster jewels I talked about, where you use less of the skill tree life points, or maybe these 10 points that you have over here, and you spend them into medium medium clusters, where you get a Dread March Renewal, and that can upgrade the defensive of your minions if they're dying in the Blight in this build. Obviously I haven't actually tested it to find out. I don't have the minion life in the helmet. Maybe they would have trouble, I'm not really sure. Let's check out their life and see if that would be a problem in Blight. It also depends on how good your goddamn zombies are. I mean your Carrion Golems are carrying. They have 13k life. It might be a problem, okay? So you might need the minion life on the helmet, or you might need the Dread Marches instead of things. So the medium clusters, I have a video for it as well, but it's Dread March, Renewal, 1 jewel socket for 4 or 5 passive skills, not 6. You spend an extra point with 6. That's everything. So I explained it all. So we have the 1 Anima Stone, the 1 Primordial Might, 4 Harmonies, 3 Eminence, the Glorious Vanity, 2 large clusters, and the 2 Ghastly Jewels, same as my main. But then we went budget in a bunch of other places and don't have any Awakened Gems. I think this should be T13 Blight viable, or more, possibly 14. I'm not sure. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys really did enjoy this. I went to a lot of effort to put this together. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope this helps a lot of people get to tier 13 Blight and really upgrades their current build and shows them the path towards our main build more clear again and again and again. We'll just keep doing it. I hope you guys like this shit. I love putting this together as long as you guys want more. Either way, thanks for the idea. This became a really good video, and I think a lot of people are going to love it. Thank you so much for the suggestions, guys. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon and my YouTube members who financially support the channel. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon or the YouTube members today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!